Be excellent to each other and party on. We're back for another Legacy League, and today we're playing a no reserve list mono red Prowess deck that you can build for a few $100s, and it is really sweet. Tony Scapone, brewer extraordinaire, got a 5.0 with this recently, and he has iterated on this design over the past year or two. And so we are playing his exact 75. The only change I made is he had a null rod in the sideboard, and in the spirit of keeping it budget and not playing any reserve list cards, I just swapped that out for Smash to Smithereens number 3. Love Smash to Smithereens. It's a great sideboard card. So let's take a look at the list. The creatures are Dragon Rage Channeler, Monastery Swift Spear, and Slick Shot Show Off. Very cool. Flying Haste. Gets like a double pump every time you cast a non-creature spell. Very sweet. And then, of course, we've also got Quarry Steelcutter. We've got all 8 baubles. We've got 2 Lotus Petals here. And then we have, for our burn, we've got Chain Lightnings. We've got Lightning Bolts. Lava Dart, which can be like flashback to do extra damage and also trigger prowess. Tony has decided to play 2 Fireblast. And then this Opera Love Song, which is a Final Fantasy card. It essentially is just lets you get deeper into your deck and trigger prowess. But you can also use the mode where you give up to 2 creatures +2/+0. Very cool. And then this card, which is actually like called Heroes Hangout. This is one of the Omen Path ones that they didn't have the rights to put on MTGO. But essentially, it does a very similar thing to Opera Love Song. You pay 1 red, and then you get to exile 2 cards, and you can choose one of them and play it till the end of the turn, or you can give up to 2 target creatures +1/+0. So assuming you have 2 creatures out, that's quite good. We've also got Mutagenic Growth. Love it. Sideboard is Mindbreak Trap, which I'm not a huge fan of the card, but Tony is high on it. I think we'll include it here in case we go up against like Storm. We've got the 4 Leyline of the Void, Meltdown, and Smash to Smithereens. These are great anti-artifact cards. We've got some Price of Progress in case we go up against lands, and Fire Magic. This is a very cool card from the Final Fantasy set, and essentially for 3 mana, you can instant speed, deal 2 damage to each creature. But if you have like tons of mana, you could, in theory, deal 3 damage to each creature. I think often we're just going to be using the 0 mana and just using this as 1 red mana, wipe your opponent's Ocelot Pride and all their cats, which seems pretty sweet. First round's already started. Well, our opponent has been playing a lot of Oops All spells. This seems like a fine hand. We've got turn 1, Monastery Swift Spear. And then turn 2, if we play at the Lotus Petal, we can get the trigger here, do some damage, and then next turn we can Quarry. We'll see whether they have the Oops. Like, hopefully they're on a different deck, but they've already mulliganed. So we're not going to beat Oops on the... it's unfortunate. Okay, please don't be Oops. Please be something else that's more fun than Oops. Okay, all right. Well, I'm not going to show them any information here. I will look at their deck, though. And what we're looking for here is... whether they have pacts, because if they have pacts, they probably don't have a creature juke. And sure enough, they have pacts. Don't know what else to see here. Can't wait for this deck to get banned. It is just the most unfun deck. It's like busting open a pack of beta cards and finding out that they accidentally put a land in your rare slot. That's what playing against Oops feels like. Okay, so Leyline, get in the deck. That's what this is for. I don't like Mindbreak Trap a lot, but it's better than nothing, considering we're unlikely to even get a turn. Cards that we take out. I mean, we could probably take out, like Lightning Bolt could, in theory, take out the thing if they ever play it and like don't have the ability to immediately use it. But that is very rare. I'm actually not sure how Tony sides here. I don't think killing them is going to be quickly is going to be a high priority. So we could cut Fireblast. They're going to be doing damage to themselves. I'll just be completely candid. I have absolutely no idea what you cut here. The baubles, help us potentially dig. It's not obvious. There's no dyssynergy here with Mindbreak Trap or Fireblast or anything. I think I'm just going to cut the weakest cards. And I think those are Lava Dart. Mutagenic Growth is pretty mediocre. These Opera Love Songs seem like a weaker version of the Heroes Hangout in the sense that it costs 2 mana instead of just 1. So I'll do that, and we'll run that. I don't think we have much hope, but I will mulligan until we find a Leyline of the Void. I am not going to rely on Mindbreak Trap. I think it'd be a mistake. We could mull to 1 or even 0. There is something like a 97% chance that we will find a ley line. This is not good. So I don't want to make it obvious that I'm mulliganing the ley line by mulliganing quickly. All right. I'm going to mulligan again. And you just have to do this, sadly. This is not good enough. I'm going to mulligan again. All right, there we go. So we'll keep the DRC, the land, and the ley line. Okay. And they may be able to win with like Belcher or something. It sucks, but that's just how it works. Cards on the table. We're going to start doing damage to them while they dig for their bounce spell or whatever it is they're going to use to get rid of this. Felmire. Okay, they might try to beat us in a like fair and square, I guess, with their crappy creatures. Since we had to mull so deep. We're down. Okay, so unfortunately, yeah, that works. And like you just like we don't have a choice. It's an impossible situation, but I don't regret anything. So we'll attack for 2 here, and they are almost certainly going to kill us. But decks like this, like just basically prey on really any fair deck that doesn't have Force of Will and Thoughtseize and stuff. So it looks like we're dead. 3 mana. All right. Well, I'm sorry to start the game out on a bummer. I'm not going to wait. We're done here. We're going to move on with our life. Round 2. We are going to mulligan this. We're on the play against an unknown opponent. This doesn't have a land. So it's an easy mulligan. And we're going to get a lot of no-landers, unfortunately, because this deck is just low in lands. So I think the play here is I'm just going to go with Firebrain Scheme here. Again, heroes hang out, but I'm going to probably just read the cards so I don't have to keep saying that. So Fireblast is a very easy card to put back. I do like Quarry for next turn because I think there's a decent chance that we can cast it. So we're going to go ahead and do this, and we're just going to try to find a land. Yeah, and we get till the end of next turn. So even if we just find like a bobble or something, at least it's replacing itself. Okay, there we go. 2 lands. And I'll just, like, I don't think I'm going to need any more lands. So I'll just take this Arid Mesa, which will thin the deck a little bit. The next turn, we can Quarry and Urza's Bauble. And then with the bolts, we're probably going to be able to just brutalize them with these creatures. I'm hyped about that. So again, Tony plays 15 lands. Not a lot. And then 2 petals. It's basically as low as you can really take your margins in a fair deck. Oh, you got to be kidding me, dude. Please don't do this to me. All right, well, we're going to get a double dose of BS here. All right, so let's just take a look again, looking to see whether the Oops All Spells Hive Mind is on Pact of Negation this week or something else. It looks like they are. I mean, they're a relatively inexperienced player. I guess we could let them play it out. You don't need to be good at Magic to win with Oops All Spells, though. Let's see. They're playing Chancellor as well. They're on the Reanimate build, which can like Thoughtseize you and reanimate your threats if you leyline them. Yeah, I'm trying to encourage people to get in Legacy, and I'm sure this video is just encouraging people to wait until this deck gets banned, basically. I think that's all I'm encouraging people to do here. They must have one of their Narcomoebas in hand, I presume. They do have the Cabal Therapy there, so they are going to be able to Drift Return. I can't do anything to like mess up. There are some situations where you can like kill one of your creatures, remove Bridge, and then leave them with not enough creatures. I don't actually see... Can they win? They may not be able to win because I don't see... Oh, yeah, there is a Poxwalkers here. So they'll get a Poxwalker and a creature back. I don't even think showing them my hand is a big deal. They'll probably conclude that like I just don't have the therapy me. I mean, the odds of them doing this wrong are so low. This is targeting me. I'll just concede. It's very rare that somebody punts. It's worth noting that I don't see the... I guess they're off the Memories Journey tech here. All right, so we're going to do the exact same sideboarding we did before. Mindbreak Traps, which would have been good there, and Leyline of the Void. But I don't want to keep Mindbreak Trap. Like, actually, maybe it's correct to keep Mindbreak Trap hand because they're going to just go for it. But then keep in mind they can just, like, Dark Ritual Spirit Guide and then play the dude, and then you didn't do anything. Yeah, I definitely think it's safer to go ahead and mull for the ley lines. So I'll take out, again, my worst cards. These Opera Love Songs and Lava Dart seems pretty mediocre. These will be good in fair deck. Like, obviously, Tony puts them in his deck because they're good. And a dream hand here would just be Leyline plus like an actual playable hand instead of me having to mulligan 3 or 4 times to find a Leyline. But I feel like you just need to mold the Leyline. Like, they have to answer it or they almost always lose because then they're just fighting you with like Bogart Trawlers and stuff like that, which our deck can easily top. I will say, if you're going to lose to Oops, it's nice to lose early on in the league just to, it makes the rest of the league more fun because then you're not like getting like to the final round and then you pair into Oops. I mean, this is a hand that would be exceptional if we weren't up against Oops all spells. So we will mulligan it. Double Mindbreak Trap hand. Okay, I'm going to keep this, and if opponent casts 3 or more spells this turn, you may pay 0. I just don't think we can put this back. Put back Fireblast. Then I'm just going to Channeler, and then at least Channeler can like get me some selection when I Mindbreak Trap them. I haven't never cast a Mindbreak Trap in my entire life. So we'll see whether I get a chance to or whether they just have the Dark Ritual into the cheap guy. Spirit Guides and stuff like that. Dark Ritual, okay. Yeah, Spirit Guide. Okay, so I can't stop that. I think of the Narcos. They're going to therapy me. They're almost certainly going to name Mindbreak Trap because what else would a mono red deck have to fight? But if I stop this, do they have another one? Let's take a look. They do have another Cabal Therapy. So if I exile this one, they'll just flash it back. So I do need to let them do this. Because I need a therapy for their Dread Return. I just want to, like, they're about to name Mindbreak Trap, but I just want to emphasize, I know that they're going to name Mindbreak Trap. My only out is for them to not name Mindbreak Trap. Okay, they named Fairy Macabre. Okay, that's great, actually. So now, I think, do they have enough creatures? How many more of these do they have? I see one therapy. They may not be able to win if they only had that one therapy. Because they whiffed on their first one. Now, when they flash back the therapy, I just counter it. But this was a necessary line. They could have Pact of Negation in hand. Let's see, 1, 2. Oh, I see all the Pact of Negation. So I think we win here. They're going to flashback therapy again. And then I just Mindbreak Trap that. And then I still have the therapy left to stop the Dread Return. Unless I've like misjudged what they have. Like if they have another therapy that I just somehow overlooked, I think we win. And they're not playing the Memory's Journey. And I want to be clear, like I don't have any hostility to my opponents. They can choose to play whatever deck they want, but it's just Oops as a deck. I want that removed. I don't want that to be an option anymore. Yeah, I don't see Memory's Journey. If they're passing, they're going to die, right? They're just going to draw on their upkeep. How are they going to survive? They may have Reanimate in hand, but they're still dead when they draw, right? Am I missing something? How would they win? Okay, well, I'm scared. Okay, they scooped. I was like, what's going on? Okay. All right. So now they know that we're playing Mindbreak Trap, so that's definitely going to be what they name next time. That trick will only work once. We just have to hope that we get a Leyline hand. Did we see any graveyard disruption? Oh, man, let's see. They milled everything. I should be able to see it, right? I didn't look for whether they had... Oh, they have Goblin Charbelcher. That's how they're planning to win if we Leyline them. Well, good news. We got Leyline. They can gift a fish or whatever, gift a card to take out both of these, but we might as well play them both. So now it's just a question of, okay, do you have the Leyline? You can Thoughtseize. You can reanimate one of my Swift Spears. That's like a potential win line that this deck that they're playing has now with the reanimates in there. Okay, they just are passing. That's very good for us because that means they don't have like an immediate turn 1 play that disrupts us. Okay, so I'm just going to play a Swift Spear and I'll just attack them. And the next turn I'll play Swift Spear and also something else. Now, I think it's very likely that they have the Charbelcher and maybe they kept on the strength of that, knowing that Leyline could be a possibility. Okay, so yeah, here comes freaking Charbelcher. And I could have brought in Graveyard or Artifact Disruption here. But I didn't. And they are almost certainly going to win next turn. They just need a single mana source. How much damage can we do? I'm going to go ahead and do this first. Okay, so we bolt them. I mean, Firebrain Scheme could find a bobble, but that's not going to do more damage than just bolting them in the face. We'll definitely do. We would, let's see. So we're going to hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we hit for 10, but then we can't do anything for the rest of the game if we Fireblast. So, but I need to Fireblast to get the Prowess trigger. So let's think about this. Like, they may not have a land, but they almost certainly have a land, right? Like, I'm trying to imagine a scenario in which they wouldn't have one. Like, or a Spirit Guide or like a Lotus Petal, anything. And it's unfortunate, like, it didn't, like, after I saw Charbelcher, I probably should have gone ahead and brought in the graveyard, or the, you often don't, like, it's rare that they actually pass the turn with the Charbelcher out. So Firebrain Scam is definitely good for at least 2 damage in the sense that it triggers my Monastery Swiftspears. And then if we hit a Petal, I think we might be able to win. But we're definitely not winning with just Bolt Fireblast. So let's go ahead and do this, and let's see if we can hit a Petal. Giving them each +1/+0. This effectively does 4 damage. Let's think about that. 4. So we hit them for 6 plus 4 plus 2. It's still not enough. So I need to do this. I don't think we're gonna get there. Oh ho ho ho! All right. I'm here for this. All right. So we're sacking the mountains, and we're attacking for freaking 10 damage. Suck it, oops. They said nice. GG's. But go play a better deck, right? Like, I had to bend over backward. I had to get exceptionally lucky there to be able to beat them. But like my gambit worked. The Firebrain Scam, we had 2 petals in the deck. Okay, that was extremely unlikely. 2 hits in 49 cards. That was a miracle. We're 1-1. See you in the next round. All right, here we are, round 3 up against a likely Eldrazi gamer. I mean, we are a Prowess deck. I think we do lead with DRC. It's just so much better of a card than Monastery Swiftspear. And this will get walled very easily by any Eldrazi, pretty much. I will keep 1-landers all day long, though, with this deck. It's totally fine. We have a lot of looks next turn. So next turn is almost certainly Firebrain Scheme into hopefully finding a land drop and then playing out a Swiftspear. It's going to be a little slower. I was actually really surprised that Tony was only playing 2. No, don't do freaking oops again. This better not be oops for the 3rd time. I'll be so pissed. You will see me like rage like you've never seen on the freaking Be Excellent channel if I had to play this 3 times in a row. All right. So here, I mean, we could go ahead and just Swiftspear. Like, we're dead if they're on oops. Like, we just can't do anything pre-board. So if we Swiftspear and then we Firebrain Scheme, I do want to get land. I think land's too important. So I'm just going to go ahead and Firebrain Scheme. I think the correct sequencing is to go ahead and Firebrain Scheme first. That way we get the Swiftspear trigger as well if we find a land. If we don't find a land, I'll feel sad because I could have bobbled to increase the likelihood of finding one. Okay, so first trigger. We'll keep any land, anything else I'm going to bin. Like literally anything. Okay, so that doesn't help us get Delirium. All right, we found a land. Mountain. Let's do it. This gets played. Now we play a Swiftspear. Next turn we have Quarry Bobble. Well, we could get Delirium here, so I think it's more important to get the Prowess trigger and potentially get Delirium. So we're doing a lot of damage, like our deck is supposed to do. It's just probably not enough in this cruel world we live in. Okay, 3 card types. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get Delirium here. Let's take a look at their hand. Lively Dirge. Okay, well, that's only in Oops All Spells, unfortunately. So we'll just have to hope they brick hard. We need probably at least 2 turns to kill them. This is like probably a critical turn 3. Okay, we're drawing a lot of these opera love songs, which are not great. Yeah, like I never saw this card and thought, wow, that's a banger. I can't wait to put opera love song in my freaking legacy deck. But Tony Scapone, just trust that he knows what he's doing. Okay, Lotus Petal after they tap their mana. So now they can't undo that. Okay, well here, freaking oops, dude. Blah, 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 blah. We'll take a look at their deck. I'm not so tilted that I'm not going to look at their deck. I want to beat these fools. This deck is completely out of control. It's an infestation on our their barbaric gameplay patterns are exalted. Okay, so this is also a packed build. They're playing a lot more green, which means they're going to have Force of Vigor most likely. They're more turbo with the packed. They do have the Memory's Journey. So I don't think they're going to go harder on creatures. Yeah, there's not... I'm just trying to see if they have the dude in hand. If they have the dude in hand, they may not be able... Oh, no, these right there. Okay, so yeah, it's incredible how efficient this deck is. It's so unfun. You're going to hear half of this league is going to be me railing against this deck. And to anybody who wants to like jump in and defend this deck in the comments, piss off. I'm serious. Like we don't want your kind here. Like this is a blight on the deck. The only people who think otherwise are the people who are like who spent the $600 to build it, and none of their cards are going to be good in any other deck, and they're just like, this is sunk cost fallacy. Like this is not fun. This is not Magic. Also, like Oops players will never say good luck, have fun back to you, because they know you're not going to have fun, and they don't want to wish you luck. Like maybe in the first round, I can't remember if they said that, but like this is 2 rounds in a row where my opponent has just completely ignored me in chat. I think maybe I'm wrong there, but it's very cold. It's like going to get like a prostate exam or something. Like it's just this really awkward, like ugly thing that you have to deal with when Oops comes up in the queue. But do get a prostate exam. Public service announcement. If you're like 40 or if you have any family history, do get a prostate exam. Just don't look forward to it. When you get a prostate exam, next time you're getting a prostate exam, think of Oops all spells. Good news. Our opponent passed for some unknown reason. I guess they're going to Memory's Journey. Like, why? Why wouldn't you just kill me there? All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to max damage. They took most of the cards out of our hand here. Do this action that does not matter. I can't imagine we win here. Yeah, I don't need another land. Like, we're dealing as much damage as we can to them. I haven't stopped to like figure out why we're getting another turn, but I assume they have like some Memory's Journey thing. I'll actually keep that. Well, actually, I can't use the bolt. Those been it. This is not enough damage to kill them, but if we get 2 turns for some reason, because they have to like Memory's Journey in a specific way, we might be able to kill them. I was like, I don't even know why I didn't concede there. They're at 5. Maybe they just wanted to give us false hope, but they clearly have Memory's Journey in their upkeep. But then like they Memory's Journey reanimate. I think that's what they do. I don't know if they have reanimate here. I don't see a reanimate, and MTGO like hasn't added the ability to sort. It's so frustrating. It makes 0 difference to the gameplay. Just add a sort button. Don't actually have it change graveyard sequence for like the 2 Magic the Gathering cards that actually matters for. Oh yeah, I do see a reanimate. It's just the ugly reanimate. So what they'll do is they'll Memory's Journey, they'll put reanimate on top, they'll draw a reanimate, and then they'll reanimate. A what? Okay, well, you're not going to have 2 turns to do stuff. Like, you're going to die very quickly here. Oh, do they have 2 petals in hand? Okay, that's the first petal. All right, well, hopefully I can kill them this turn, but I doubt it. Another Firebrain schemed. Okay, well, they're going to lose this Poxwalker for sure. They're going to take 4. They're going to go to 1, but I think they'll still be able to win. So we lose the creature. Okay, how do we win? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because it's trample. They blocked the wrong thing. All right, classic Oops player. Actually, there was no way they would have been able to win anyway, actually, because the other thing, that had trample, so they would have taken it anyway. So, wow. We'll take those. Same sideboard as always. I'm just going to start main decking 3 Mindbreak Traps and 4 Leyline of the Void. You know what? I'm going to bring in freaking Smash to Smithereens too. Nothing matters. At least that way, like if I get in a situation like the previous game, I can blow up their thing. They're probably not playing LED, so there probably is a decent chance they have to pass the turn. I will take out my cards that Opera Love Song. I mean, I could take out Firebrand Scheme. It did win us in that one extremely, but that was just luck that won us the game. I think Fireblast we might want to keep it. I mean, you could look at Firebrand Scheme as like an important way to find your lands. So maybe we don't want to cut it. Slickshot Show Off might be cuttable because it's just like too slow. Like any of these threats, these 8 threats will probably suffice. And then we've got a 9th threat. I'm trying to think if there could be a situation where like the creatures are like 2/3. One's a ground creature, one's a flying creature, I think. I'm just going to do it this way. Maybe we can kill him with the Pact. I can't believe we just beat Oops game 1. That's just insanity. We got super lucky there. This entire league has been super lucky. The fact that we beat Oops even once has been lucky. All right, here is a Leyline hand. I'm going to keep it, and I'm just going to fire through these baubles. And we just have to hope that they don't have... They kept 7. We have to hope they don't have an answer for this, but they probably do. Classic no lander. Okay, maybe they don't have an answer. All right, love it. Absolutely love that. So here's the question. Do we want to go ahead and Firebrand Scheme first? I think we do. Because if we find like some creature that can make use of these triggers, I want to do that. All right, so we found a second land. I'll just take this Arid Mesa. I'm not too worried about my life total. And then we can fetch even thinner. Yeah, this is great. And just in case I rip, I mean, it's certainly tempting to just fire through these because I don't have a threat. And if I don't find my cutter, then these are not great. I will keep one for a cutter, but I do want to just maybe see what they're drawing here. All right, they're drawing a Poxwalkers, which I'm not worried about because I've got all these bolts. So we get our card. Another Firebrand Scheme. Okay, that's not good, but it's not terrible. Like it represents something, hopefully. Okay, and they're playing that tapped. And Dark Ritual. And play out that guy. Play out that guy. Yes, that is totally fine. If I feel like I'm being pressured by him, I can bolt, but I don't have to. Okay, we drew a mountain. Well, I have to play this turn. So we're going to go ahead and fetch. I can't think of any reason not to just go. I guess I could have like kept this bauble and looked at my top card, but I'm going to want to make some moves here. I'm not going to want to sit around for a turn cycle. Let's go ahead and Firebrand Scheme. Okay. I will just take this Bloodstained Mire since I can't use the Leyline. We got our land up for next turn. I mean, at this point, like I will be able to bolt in addition to playing the thing. So I am going to just go ahead and take a look at their hand. I'm trying to think of a reason to bolt now when I could like keep this. Because I mean, I can like, it's unlikely they're going to be able to stop that. They're not going to, counter it with their Pact. That would be a mistake. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this out. I don't want to take any damage just in case they have like a Baragoi for something later. All right. And that was a 2-for-1. Fireblast is actually pretty good here. Smash the Smithereens is potentially strong. We don't have anything to do. We're just going to chill. There's no Surveil land in the deck, which there shouldn't be, frankly. The mana count's too low. All right. I'm going to upkeep fetch. Just thin my deck. All right. There we go. That is a heck of a draw. Let's go ahead and play it out. Then I will just bolt them. And then what I'll do is next turn I can cast 2 spells to get another dude. And then that's more efficient damage-wise than trying to just get extra prowess now. By the way, if you hear my son playing piano in the background, he likes to tinker with original compositions, in addition to going through the standard, battery of learning that like anybody who learns piano does. Piano is a good skill to teach your kids. Okay, I mean, I'll just play this out. Doesn't really change anything. So I think I'm just going to start with a bolt, and then I'll just Fireblast. And so I can float a mana. Doesn't really matter. We get a second dude. And they are on the Death Express, assuming they don't find an answer quickly. But they certainly could. But if they... let's move this over. I mean, the Smash the Smithereens is pretty good. If they do... By the way, you can't smash targeting. Like, I guess I could technically target my own artifact. Would that make any sense? No, that would deal 3 damage to me. That's not good. Okay, well, we'll just pass. My opponent's at 3, so even shocking on a land is not going to work now. Okay, we got it. Double kill on Oops All spells. Right, round 4. We're 2-1. Facing only Oopsal spells. It looks like we're actually going to get to play some Magic the Gathering here, my excellent friends. I'm very hyped about that. This is DRC, trigger if we need to. I mean, like, this is a pretty insane hand. I'm going to snap keep this. So, my opponent was most recently on the Show and Tell Alurin deck, which I will call Aluritel, which sounds like a telecom company from the 90s. This could just like straight up kill them next turn if we wait. Let's think of this. So Slickshot Show Off, and then we already have this out. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. And I'm gonna fetch a mountain because I don't want to draw another mountain. I want to draw a card I can actually cast. But like this seems like a nutty Tony Scapone, like gleefully cackling hand, and I'm totally here for this. The fact that they give this haste is great. So like the Petal Tomb Show and Tell, like that we can't stop, but pretty much anything else, like I just don't envision them winning turn 1. And even if they like force this, they probably won't force this. They won't realize how devastating it's going to be. Oh, Chromatic Star. This is a very cool card from Yor. And I like their mountain taste too. Props to this is that Onslaught? Beautiful mountain. All right, so I mean, if they're playing Chromatic Sword, they're almost certainly playing some sort of combo deck. It's just I'm not sure what combo deck it is. And they're pausing for a long time too, which makes you think, okay, are they going to storm off now? What's the plan here? Because Mountain Chromatic Star, I'm not thinking they have forces. So we can do the math here. So Slickshot Show Off. And then, yeah, I mean, it's going to be crazy. Crazy Taxi. We're about to do some crazy damage. Unfortunately, this Chain Lightning doesn't fit into our scheme here. Slickshot. Okay, it just resolves. They're not anticipating dying here. I need to act quickly before they F6. Or before they un-F6. That is a type. Okay. We'll go ahead and see what they're working with over there. Goblin Welder. Okay, so they're on some painter variant. This gives us... Yeah, that's good. All right, mutagenic growth. I can go in the... I mean, that's good, but like, I'd rather draw just like a burn spell for next turn. Like, just going to go ahead and put it on this, just in case they have like removal, which I don't think they have. Firebrain Scheme can go in the yard. Okay, so that's 14 damage. That's not enough to kill them. That's not enough. But that is a lot of damage, and they're dead next turn. But if we get to untap, they're almost certainly dead. We get our card. Okay, it's another bubble, so they're super duper dead. If they leave us with either of these threats, they're dead. But they may have the infinite combo. There's Welder. Engineer. Okay, this is fine, because this doesn't win immediately. I'm trying to think of what they could put in here that would matter. They don't know they're dead next turn, because they know we have cards in hand, but they could be like lands. Okay, Surveillance. Okay. Well, we got lucky that we're on the play here, because we probably would have lost this on the draw. They've already seen this. I'm not going to show them the Chain Lightning. Okay, cool. That was pretty chill. That's like what our deck wanted to do instead of have to freaking board 50 cards to beat Oops. Okay, so Smash comes in. Meltdown, I think, is also probably good here. Fire Magic can take out the annoying guy, but like I'm not sure if it's correct. Again, I need to get like Tony Scapone on the channel at some point and like figure out how he's piloting these to victory. I do watch a lot of his videos, and I strongly recommend, if you're interested in combo, he's a great creator and he's just a great innovator. He's got so many decks to his name. A Leyline does technically stop the combo, but it just feels wrong. When like stop the graveyard, just stop the creatures. I actually think this is a very good matchup for us. Yeah, I don't think Fire Magic is where we want to be. I think we just want to kill him quickly. Cards that are less good here. I mean, the Lava Dart's actually pretty good because it can kill the thing at any point, even if it's in our yard. I'm thinking this is the card to cut, Opera Love Song, because it's mana intensive. And then, yeah, I just don't like the fact that it's cost so much mana. Let's try it. And this is like, we've been lucky, I guess. Lucky in matchup. I was hoping to play against like Blue Black Tempo and Delver and like those kinds of decks. That's what I would actually consider like a fun league where I'm playing with interactive like tier decks. maybe like the Epic Storm or something like that. Not oops, but we've been lucky in the sense that we haven't hit Wasteland yet. So that's very good for us. Okay, so this is a turn 1 Monastery Swift Spear. Then we Slick Shot. And then, I mean, it's slow, but it does have a bolt. I'm going to keep it. Bolt is really important here. Because if they manage to get the Welder out, then like you have to kill Welder. Like the entire deck is centered around Welder. Just being a devastating permanent. Okay, so I should have played out the Arid Mesa. That was a tiny spew. But like I don't want to draw more lands. Like drawing a third land would be really bad. I mean, technically, since I have Lava Dart, maybe it's not that bad to draw it. Okay, they're fetching. I think they may have a bolt for this, which is great because I don't want them to bolt my Slick Shot. That's much more important. Yeah, great. Slick Shot is going to be way more powerful. Ancient Tomb. Okay, here we go with some powerful stuff. Okay, that's not the end of the world. I will let that creature exist, and I'll save my bolt. Oh, another Slick Shot. Well, I'm going to just Slick Shot. I could plot the Slick Shot. Just think I'd rather just hit for 1. That like plotting it saves it from them having a second bolt or a fury. But they've got the Ancient Tomb out. I think I'd just rather have the extra damage. So they're going to get a clue, and they absolutely could play a fury here. If they have a blocker back, I won't bother with the Monastery Swift Spear. But if they don't, well, like I might Slick Shot again. It totally depends on whether they play a Welder here or an Engineer. Okay, 3 mana. They discarded Urza Saga, which, yeah, they probably sensed correctly that, like, if the game comes down to Urza Saga, it was a game they would have won anyway, probably. Melted Moxite, very cool card that combos infinitely with the thing where you get to draw your entire deck. I like this deck a lot when my opponent's playing. It is difficult to play no reserve list when it requires you to probably have a Volk in there. Okay, they burned off the mana. So Arena of Glory is very scary because they could just play out the dude now, and then they could win. But they don't have the win in their graveyard yet, which makes me not want to hold back. So land would actually be fine here. Fireblast is actually fine because, let's think about it. The reason Fireblast is fine is because now we have a way to clear, in absolute emergency situation, we can clear the creature that they're about to combo off with. But that does cost us our lands. So options. 1, we could go ahead and Firebrain scheme and try to find a land, which unlocks a lot of possibility here. I think I want to just go ahead and do that first. Let's see if we can find a land, or a petal would be even better. Okay. And we do need to hurry because soon they're going to have... Oh, there we go. Perfect. It'd be great if the Lava Dart went in my graveyard, but I think it just stays in exile. I'll take the land. Let's play it. Options. We could play Monastery Swift Spear. We bolt them. We could... Okay, let's think about this. There might be a win here. So we play Monastery Swift Spear. We play Lava Dart. We play Lava Dart again. Then we Fireblast. That's 3, 5, 7, 9. I think that's actually enough. Yeah, so let's try that. They may have some way to interact. Like if they have just even a bolt, they can just clear this. Okay, so let's think about this because we're going to give up all our land. And if they do have a bolt, we just lose. They're at 13 now. So we attack. Then we flashback twice. Let's just go to attack and see whether they... Like, if maybe they bolt now. That's annoying. This is going to stop my surveillance. Or, yeah, I forgot this had flash. They did use a petal for that, right? Okay. This is going to come in, and it's going to tap this down. Ooh. Okay, well, let's think about this. That's fine. I can't stop that. So, I'm so bad at math. If we flash back, this goes up to 7. They take 1 damage. So they're functionally at 5. Actually, I think it might be just enough. Let's see. So this goes all the way up to 9. Yeah, it is enough. I'm going to Fireblast first. Oh. Yeah, well, good thing that I sequenced the way I did. Like, and that's why you play patiently, because your opponent, like my opponent, yeah, they probably win here. I can or I can just Lava Dart, if they put this in with haste, I can break up the combo. But then, like, they won't be able to copy yet either. Okay, they're adding haste. They're thinking about it. Okay, that's fine. They get the treasure. They didn't actually use a Lotus Petal. They used the treasure last turn. Okay. A lot of mana in the pool there. Goblin Welder. They can put Sewer Valence into the yard here. And then I just flash back my Lava Dart because I don't want to use the Fireblast yet because it just costs too much mana. And I don't think I'm doing this in the wrong sequence. It has to happen now. And then they have a second one that they're going to put in, which is going to attempt to untap this. So in order to stop this combo, I will need to Fireblast and lose all my permanents. And then they'll almost certainly win. Unfortunate, but necessary. Because like we just lose if they have the win on the table. So now we have to find lands to survive. I don't think we're going to win this. But we did stop them from going infinite here. All right. So this comes into play. All right, that happens. This fizzles. All right, that swap happens. Okay, and now they get a trigger with the Sewer Valence, which they're going to just untap that creature, which doesn't really matter. Yeah, another Fable. It's hard for me to imagine us winning. Like, we need... So many things would have to go right. Like, we need to draw a land twice in a row. Okay. So now, we basically have to kill Fable, or else... What? If I fetch, I'm taking a mountain out of my deck and further decreasing the likelihood that I can ever cast this Slick Shot. I think I just have to chill here, sadly. Once they get double Fable Reflection, then they can basically go infinite. But like if they attack here, I might be able to do some trick. I don't know. I think it's unlikely. But this would be a 2/3 and would be able to kill one and also, Reflection. They are low in life and they're using their Tomb. They can destroy this to get a robot. It'll come in tapped. And they're probably just going to dig here to try to find another Welder. They've been a star. They can use Chromatic Star to draw their deck too, I think. Card, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can do that to like draw your deck with Chromatic Star. So let those trigger. I mean, I could block one and bolt this. But then I'm like totally shields down and I'm depending on drawing off the top of my deck. If I attack with this, it'll just get blocked by this. I think I do want to go ahead and just stem the blood loss a little bit and just hope that they don't have the combo. And if they do, like I did my best, but they had like an insane hand. So we'll see whether this works and then I can choose to block. They can make a copy on the way out if they want to. All right. And now I will just block here. I'm going to trust that they don't have a way to kill this. If they Fury, it's not that big of a deal. It's a 2-for-1. They wouldn't actually have the mana. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're not going to get there here. I think we do actually just attack for one rather than hold it back because I'm not going to be blocking these. Okay. Oh, they're using the Sewer Valence ability to tap that. That's cool tech. I mean, it's a cool card. I just wish it wasn't like a Ninja Turtle cockroach thing. It's kind of gross and silly. Like if they had a better name for this and it was in a real set, I'd be like, oh, cool. But as it is, it's just like this terrible pun. And like we're going to have to probably, this will just be a legacy fixture for maybe years. Anyway, I know I've been doing a lot of complaining this league, but like this is a really cool deck. And again, I would play it on the channel, but like I don't know that you can do it without a Volk. So here's their second Reflection. And they're playing another Melded Moxie. It's just a matter of time before they draw into another Welder. And when they do, the game's over. I'll just concede to that. We don't care to watch their combo. We were going to lose anyway, frankly. Okay, so I think this sideboard setup is totally fine. I don't think we need Fire Magic. It is pretty good. But what would we be cutting? Like, I want to kill them quickly, and Fire Magic does not kill them quickly. It's a defensive card. We're an offensive deck. So I'm just going to try to play offensive here. I think the fact that we've got so many artifact destruction spells is probably good. Okay, so this is not going to do it. We need a threat. Yeah, this is fine. I'll just put back a mountain. I don't think my opponent's going to be able to turn one us. So I'll just get the Swift Sphere down, and then we'll have like a recurring source of damage. I could, of course, lava dart, end step, and then flash it back to get the token. But I think this is going to be really useful against their deck because their deck centers around them resolving the Welder and actually keeping the Welder on the table for a turn cycle so it can lose Summoning Sickness unless they have the one of Arena of Glory in their opener. All right, so we're going to Swift Spear, and we will pass. Oh, we'll attack. He does have haste. All right. So I could just blow up their land. I don't think that's a bad idea, frankly. It does damage to them. It buffs my Swift Spear. It sets back their plans. Like, they could have like an Ancient Tomb in hand. Let's try it. Okay, they're going to bolt my Swift Spear. That's fine. They did mulligan. I'll leave a comment with a timestamp if you disagree with that decision to blow up their land. We'll see what happens here. But if like we just mana screwed them inadvertently, like you don't generally like against a mono red deck, you don't like a burn deck. Would you be afraid of keeping a Raid Furnace as your main red source? It looks like they do have another land. So maybe what we just did was a complete folly because there were lots of things we could have hit with it. Okay, that's fine. Best draw is just a land so I can clear this and do something else. Well, I'm just going to clear this and pass. I'll just do it main phase. I'm not going to risk them untapping. Yeah, I just don't think, like, even though they don't have the win on the table, like, that we can see, okay, that's fine. Hopefully they don't have a third land. Okay, so I'm just going to go do this and get my dude, because I drew a bauble, which is an insane rip. And for the rest of the game, we have Lava Dart to flashback. Like, this is secretly, like, a huge ace in the hole in this matchup. A braid. Okay, well, that is good. We still get the trigger. But we don't have the, I guess I'll attach my non-existent thing on there. Yeah, sure. Okay. So that was kind of like a 2-for-1. They are drawing a petal, so that will give them the ability to do stuff here. We get our card. Okay. We've got a lot of burn on deck. I think we resolved the Slick Shot. Oh, wow. The Ancient Tomb. Love to see that. So they're going to create robots. Tarn is actually pretty good here. So I'll Slick Shot. And then I think I'm going to just go ahead and attack. I think it's correct to just go ahead and attack. And then I can bolt. And if they make a dude, that's fine. I can bolt in the end step as well. It looks like they're making a dude, which is great for me. Do I care about this or would I... Let's see if they block. Okay. And I think I just trade with this and bolt them. Because they're like... Life Force is running out. I'm trying to think of what they fetch here. Because that happens. Yeah, so we have Lava Dart. And if they make another dude, like, I just fly right over it. So if they remove this, I'm pretty screwed. But I do have 4 guaranteed damage. And they're at 7. So if they activate this tomb, they're actually in a really rough spot. Where I might be able to kill them. But if they can win right now. And it's important to note that Urza Saga cannot fetch Sewer Valence. But they could still win with like some other Painter combo, like if they have Painter itself and they get a Grindstone right here, I could die. They actually have enough mana, right? 1, 2. They would have to play another land out. I mean, we're doing our best here. I think this is a favorable matchup. Skateboard. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, tap our already tapped land. That's fine. I can't believe they didn't get Grindstone. Okay, that's a lot of mana. Please don't kill my dude. Sudden Demise. Okay, deals X damage to target creature of the chosen color. Okay, I've never even seen this card. Why is it being played? Choose a color. Each creature of the chosen color. Oh, okay. Interesting. So I guess it's just like a ward wipe for monocolored decks. Okay, you got me. All right, and now we're basically just... Oof. Well, that's quite good. Yeah, so I am going to... I mean, I'm seriously tempted to just flashback Lava Dart here. Because they'll get an activation. They could put... I don't know. I think it's correct to just flash this back. Okay. And now, if they tap that tomb again, they're dead. We just need something that kills. Okay. I'll just play this out. And we'll be patient here. They don't have a lot of mana on board. They may, get desperate and tap that. Okay. So I'm going to fetch to thin my deck, which is a real phenomenon. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But you shouldn't do it if you're playing Brainstorm in your deck usually. Okay. So we draw a burn spell. Yeah. All right. I don't know how they survive, but I think I'm just going to go for this. Burn, kill. Do you have some sort of like Hydroblast effect? Oh my goodness. What is this? Lightning bolting themselves? Okay. Yeah. GG's. Very cool deck. Well played. I feel lucky to have won. We are 3-0 in the league, which started as a disaster. Is actually shaping out to be great. Like, I love this deck. Final round, we're on the draw against a Karnforge deck, which I actually think is probably a good matchup. They have K Command, which is annoying. We got a no-lander, which is even more annoying, but happens when you put 15 lands in your deck. This is totally fine. I think we just go Monastery Swiftspear, Bobble the Draw. Gosh, it's tempting to put back, like, to keep the Fireblast because it represents so much damage. I do think it's greedy to put back the Wooded Foothills. I hate to say it, but like, we're most likely to draw. Like, if we draw a second Fireblast, it does nothing. I'm gonna put back the Fireblast, even though it is like a really good way to like kill quickly. And people are gonna invariably call me out in the comments when I happen to draw land number 3. Gosh, I mean, I'm drawing off Bobble. You know what? No freaking guts, no glory. Let's put back this land. We've got a Bobble trigger to find a land. I just want to Fireblast them. But if that means I can't play my Slick Shot, I am going to feel pretty dumb. Or this is mine. This is really cool art. I haven't seen this art. Yeah, Tron is back in Legacy. Apparently. Like, because somebody decided it is and everybody else copy-pasted the list. Okay, so I think because we need to find a land, and also because they play Karn, I am going to just fire off these baubles and just get my damage where I can and get my cards where I can. All right, so we'll go ahead and take a peek at their deck. Okay, Grim Monolith. So we could die very quickly here. Man, how reckless was it for me to put back that land? I'm going to get punished, I'm sure. The One Ring! Well, Fireblast may actually be good against the One Ring because, like, we're going to have to kill them during their turn, unfortunately. Yeah, man, if they have, like, just... This only produces 2 mana, though. So it's not the end of the world. Okay, Corey. One land. I don't deserve it. Mutagenic Growth's not bad. I mean, we can actually cast that. Okay, so this is 3 mana. But then they just play the thing, and then they've got 5 mana. So, yeah, we're going to get 1 ranked here. Unless... Oh, Trinisphere. Well. That's pretty bad for me. But having put back my land, yeah, that's a punish. If I may say so myself. We're going to go to the next game. I don't want to... Like, we're dead. Okay. So if we had kept the other land, then we had the out of drawing a land, but we needed to draw like 2 lands in a row, which is not likely with this deck. Okay, so Smash, get in the deck. I don't think Meltdown's great here, actually. Pop is great. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, Meltdown is like just meh. Like, they don't actually play a lot of low curve. We can take a look at their list. To anybody who wants to call me out for looking at my opponent's lists, this is not necessarily their list, but they did, 5-0 with it the other day. I encourage everybody to look up your opponents, and I always look up my opponents. I think it is loose to not do so. So, it's public information, people. All right, so 4 Candelabras, 4 Manifold Key. I mean, maybe it is actually fine. They've got Urza's. I think I'll play the Melt. All right, so what are the cuts here? I mean, it is tempting to take out the card that destroys your lands. Lava Dart seems pretty meh. Maybe I just cut these like, because they Trini me, I'm going to really regret having ever cast any of those. Now, I understand that it is a way to kill faster, but I mean, they're playing 4 Trinisphere. That's really strong against my deck. I don't know how we cope. I mean, Opera Love Song, again, just seeming like the weakest card. I don't think I've actually cast it the entire league. Yeah, like, Trinisphere is just insane against our deck. So this is Mulligan. This is a 3-lander. I'm going to keep this. I will put back the Opera Love Song, and I'll just Firebrain Scheme a couple times. Because I really do see this as just like an expensive version of this. This is a much better card than this. I mean, this technically could give you 2 cards. Maybe I do. I just want to cast it in this league. Could I get punished for keeping it? Absolutely. But, like, how hard? I don't know. I'm only going to be casting 1 spell per turn, which is a death sentence against my deck. But it's possible that one of those spells is Smash the Smithereens on the Trinisphere. And we'll have 5. All right. They've stood on 5. So I'm just going to go ahead. I actually don't want to take lands out of them. No, I've got all the lands I need. I'm going to take lands out of my deck. I'm going to Firebrain scheme and hopefully hit a threat. Okay, there we go. I do take the Dragon Rage Chandler because they may not play an artifact, and they definitely won't play an artifact if they know I have Smash Up. Smash Up being a really cool game, by the way. If you haven't played the tabletop game Smash Up. Zombies were OP in the original set, so we banned them. Urza's Tower. Okay. So something I could do would be great. Yep, there we go. It's possible they play the thing that stops me from tapping my spells. I don't think I saw it in the list, but it's possible, so I will respect it. We're going to go ahead and use the bubbles immediately. I think I fetch first just in case I want to keep this card, because I am going to get draw during their turn, and if it's like a bolt or something that might be relevant, yeah, I'll do that. Don't want any more lands. I've got my 3 lands to cast my 1 spell per turn when Trinisphere is out, and I don't need any additional ones. Let's go ahead and bubble them. Trinisphere. All right. Well, we're likely going to have to blow that up. Okay, we got our card. Like a bolt or something would be nice. Okay, Corey. Corey again. Like the whole theme of this deck is casting multiple spells per turn, so yeah, that sucks. All right. This is an instant, so we will get Delirium. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this, and we'll just hope for the best. But we are going to spend a lot of mana on it. Oh, Mutagenic Growth is cool. So actually, after I blow up the Trinisphere, I could Mutagenic Growth just to deal extra damage. I don't hate that. Chain Lightning is an above average draw. But what are we looking for? Like this does... No, we can do better. I want to find more sideboard cards. Okay, and now we get to swing. Do I want to use this now? I mean, it's possible they just play another Trinisphere. Mutagenic Growth works with Corey, though, so I think I do have to hold it. Yeah, because like Corey and then a Mutagenic Growth, and then they may have One Ring here. Urza Saga. That will probably be too late to save them, unless they also have like One Ring to buy time. 5 mana. This is a Giant K command, maybe, which is unfortunate because I won't have pressure, but I will have pressure in the form of Corey. Okay, yep, that sucks. So I'm glad I held the Mutagenic Growth. Like them being at 12 would not be consequential here. And it's worth noting that like these decks that are playing the Urza mana base, like Mono Urza, they're not even playing Ancient Tomb. Okay, this is pretty good. I can go like this. Then I can play Swift Spear, proc. And then I do think I want to go ahead and Mutagenic Growth here just to max damage, because this triggers this and this. And it's totally possible that they have something later. My life total is fine. Like, they don't have any artifacts out to buff. Okay, so we're hitting for 7, it looks like. Oh, Mindbreak Trap. Interesting play. Sure, that's fine. I guess they don't have like that many windows to use that. So yeah, we're just hitting for 5. But it's still something. And then next turn, they'll most likely have a Construct in the way. But this does have Trample, so I can dream. I can dream about you. Check out that movie, Streets of Fire from the 80s. That's where that song's from. You probably heard that song a million times if you grew up in the 80s, but you didn't know it was from this awesome movie with the maniac method actor who played the Green Goblin in the original Spider-Man. Okay, so here, I think this is Opera Love Song. I mean, I could give both of them plus, but like we're more likely to, like we have enough mana that I think that'd be a waste. So I want to exile the top cards, and I'm going to hope that there's like a Fireblast or something sweet like that in there. Actually, did I take Fireblast out? I did. Well, we'll hope something is good, like a bolt or 2 or 3. Yeah, I guess we should get 2. But if it's double bolt, then we can... Ooh. Well, I'll play this mountain. That has to happen. Now we're going to Firebrain Scheme. This is fun. This is kind of like a mini Ruby Storm type thing. If I cast this and buff both of these, it's like 2 triggers, but like they're just going to block one anyway. I'm almost certain of it. Yeah, I'd rather get an extra card just in case it's direct damage. Okay, that's cool. We get the second trigger from the Corey. I like this deck a lot, though. Tony, you're a genius. I mean, like, you're a genius at making fun decks. Is this good? I don't know, but it seems good. I'm probably not playing optimally. Pop! Holy pop! This is next turn, though, right? Yeah, pop. Okay, so they're going to need a 1 ring here. Let's go across. Yeah, that's what I was trying to draw to right there. Price of Progress. So they'll make a dude and just chump. They'll chump the 3, and then they'll save 3 life. And now if they just have 1 ring, there's little I can do. But they are starting from a low life count with 1 ring. They have Karn. They could get the bridge, but like obviously they need a 1 ring right now if they want to survive, I think. I don't think they can survive without it because Pop is going to do them in by itself. I will not make the mistake of casting a bunch of cards before I cast Pop and having the Mindbreak trap it. Now that I know Mindbreak traps in their deck. Holy cow, what an adverse. God, like, maybe they came prepared for this deck with their Trinispheres and their Mindbreak traps. I don't think Fireblast, like, maybe we do need it. Opera Love Song was actually pretty decent there, huh? Yeah, I think I'm going to run it back. Final game of the league. I don't think we're going to win, but I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to have fun. All right. I'm feeling it. Double lander. Help us get to our 3 lands that we need to survive. This doesn't have sideboard cards, but it's okay. Opponent multiple 5. They got the Fear. Or their deck's just always mulligans because it's Tron, and they need like some combination of Urza lands to be able to cast their spells. You know, London Mulligan was a huge gift to combo degens. Not that their deck is necessarily a combo, but it functions kind of like a combo in the sense that you're trying to combine different lands to get rapid mana. I mean, what my deck is, you could say Burn is a combo deck, and it just needs like 7 burn spells to win, essentially. But like, where do you draw the line? You know, right? Our opponent has kept a 5. Best thing we could draw is a threat, but I didn't want to mulligan a hand that had a bunch of lands. Okay, perfect. So I am going to be using this bubble immediately, even though it can work with Corey just in case, because they are a Karn deck, and that would be really annoying for this to be like stuck in my hand. Like, I just want to draw through and find land number 3, really. Take a look at their hand. Grim Monolith, scary. Yeah, that Monastery Swift Spirit draw was very clutch to get the damage train rolling. Oh, that might be good. That might not matter at all. It's a polarizing card, which is why I had the option of putting... this is fine. Sorry. What I was saying, I had the option of... when I took out the Null Rod, which would be great in this matchup, by the way, I took it out because it's a price of progress. Yeah, that's fine. I've got 2 of those in my 75. I'll probably draw one right now. Oh, that's great. So I think this is just Corey and invest in the future. I'm happy if they Trinisphere at this point. Like, Opera Love Song would be good, but like, I just don't think it's where we want to be right at this exact moment. Leave a comment with the timestamp if you strongly disagree with me playing out the Corey without being able to trigger it. But like, next turn, we've got Opera Love Song and Bolt. If they have Trinisphere, then I will just melt it down and also take this disruptively, but I'll also lose the Corey in the process, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have played this out. Maybe I should have just Opera Love Songed and... oh, that's a lot of mana. Monolith. Okay, they don't have Metalcraft yet, but I presume they're about to get it? Oh, wow. Meltdown is going to be good. What's your last card? Is it the One Ring? Trinisphere. Oh, my goodness. What a freaking blowout. My opponent, my poor summer child. I think you're supposed to say why you sweet summer child. But like, sorry. Oh, no. Wait. I can't actually take out the Trini. I can take out everything else. Do I wait? There's no reason why I won't be able to just play this when I get the 4th land. I think I actually Opera Love Song here just to try to find a land so that I can get to it for next turn. Okay, let's try to find a land. And like, if they just... Oh, there's the land. There is the land. Heck yeah. So we'll melt their entire board down and then we'll beat them down. And hopefully that'll work. But like, it may not work. These are good till next turn, right? Yeah, next end step. Okay, cool. And we could have technically just waited and done that, but I wanted the extra prowess damage. Not that it really matters that much. All right, please brick just once. 1 brick. That's all I'm asking for. Don't play One Ring. You can play Karn, but don't play One Ring. Okay, they're holding. Wait, where did the exiled card go? Where did the exiled cards go? Until your next end step. Oh, no. I punted, friends. I punted. 1, 2, 3. This will only do 6 damage. Yeah, I need to hit a land here. I'm going to try again. I think the odds of me hitting a land are exceedingly low. Holy guacamole, what a lucky... I'm such a luck sack, aren't I? That's crazy. All right, so now we have Meltdown. We just need to dodge 1 more draw. But they are taking a lot of damage here, and we have Pop. So we have some degree of inevitability just through Burn. This is probably a K command. Okay, they're just untapping their Grim Monolith. Okay, they may have like a big Windmill Slam card here. Yeah, what I needed to do was Opera in the end step. I was dumb. I definitely don't want to draw more land, so I am going to fetch out the mountain here. All right, I'll take my first point of damage in this match. My life is rarely going to be of concern. We're going to go and do this. Please don't have some sort of crazy... Oh, wait, this is my upkeep still. I haven't even drawn my card. Why am I getting ahead of myself? Okay, that's cool. That'll be great for later. All right, this is a super deep crate reverence. But if you ever play this game called Burn Cycle, it's a PC game from like the 1992 or something like that. So it's a very 90s game, like kind of cyberpunk style game. And there's this guy in it. Whenever he's like happy, instead of saying like cool, he'll meltdown, mate. And there's like a song on the soundtrack, which is awesome. Just like if you have Spotify or whatever, Burn Cycle soundtrack. Very cool. Okay, this is a giant K command here, but we are taking out the trainer. So they're going to stack. Oh, what is this? Are they going to freaking dismember? Why do they make black? By all means, dismember my freaking Monastery Swift Spear. They are dismembering. The luck sack run continues. I cannot believe we're getting this lucky. One of the few cards left was that. And now they're just dead to burn next turn. Like, this is just incredible. Like, this shouldn't be a favorable matchup, I don't think. But we're getting super lucky, and they're getting super unlucky. They had to mold a 5 twice. So whenever people complain about luck, remind them that whenever they get extremely lucky, they need to acknowledge that luck. This is atypical. These are, outsized draws in terms of like the performance. And like, there's not really a lot they can do here. They could one ring, and then we just kill them during the upkeep. Like, I actually don't know how they would survive. Unless they've got crop rotation in their deck. Spoiler alert, they don't. They do have a lot of, they could actually training right here, and that would slow me down. Okay, another land, so we can just do everything here. I should have technically used this before I did it. Let's do it. And I think the price of progress was on the Disruptor Flute, so we got to clear that too. Monastery Swift Spear. Corey? Technically it won't work. I'll just play this. Yeah, sure. I'm going to go ahead and fetch. They may have K command here, but I can kill them either way. I'm just going to go ahead and bolt them. I'll just go ahead and do this. And they're dead to that. And then I have double bolt too. Okay. Let's go ahead and attack and see if they have like K command here to exile this. And then I will just bolt them. They do have K command. Well, that's a good draw. I mean, that would be an incredible draw if they weren't dead. Let's see what modes they choose. They're going to exile. Oh, they're just going to create a spawn. Yeah, that's cool. Whatever, bro. Good games. No, seriously. These were a lot of fun. I can't believe we 4-1'd after, or we like completely rallied after oops. Just insane run. Insane luck. Remember when I freaking flipped the Lotus Petal and killed them for like basically Xaxes? The oops player that was about to win that had the Veltro on the table or something like that? Oh my goodness. This was an epic freaking league. I'm sorry it started off with such like, I don't know, vitriol at the nature of Legacy that like, check out Grindstone Cowboy. He interviewed me today for his channel, and I think we're going to play some games tonight, and he's going to put the games that we play as like the background while he interviews me. But he asked me like, how do I think about Legacy? I think Legacy is fantastic if you get rid of oops. That's literally my only request. I have, I guess, 3 requests. 1, ban Tamio. I'm sick of her. 2, ban oops. Just like nuke it from orbit so that they can't play it anymore. I don't ever want to face an oops deck again if we can avoid it. I just think it's terrible for the meta. And it's unfortunately because they didn't ban oops like a long time ago, there are going to be a bunch of budget people that bought into oops, and those people are just going to quit Magic completely when oops gets banned because they spent $600 on the deck and they banned it. I talk to people all the time in Legacy like, oh, I was playing and then they banned this card. Like, Wizards, please don't print cards that need to be banned. And then we don't have to worry about this. We don't have to worry about the new people, buying oops because and also after you've gotten all the free wins with oops, it's going to be so hard to go toward playing like Delver or something that actually takes a lot of skill to win. So like really oops is like a huge setback for Legacy as a community, in my humble opinion, because it gives people like this expectation that it's easy to win in Legacy. And then they have to face the cruel reality that it's freaking hard. You make a single mistake and you're out. But anyway, the third wish that I had was that they print a functional reprint to Prismatic Vista so that we can have more cards that can fetch basics out of our deck. I think there needs to be when you play a 2-color deck, you need to be able to play 4 of the 2 colors you're playing, that fetch, but then 4 Prismatic Vista and 4 Prismatic vantage point or so, whatever you would call it, right? So yeah, like that way it just makes it a little easier to not have to play duels in your 2-color deck, because I'm all about making decks accessible. And I want to shout out Tony Scapone yet again for being a freaking awesome innovator and continuing to push boundaries of what is possible. 5-0ing, who knows if I'd had a fair round, like this deck shouldn't be able to beat Oops. But with the amount of luck we had, I probably would have been able to beat practically anything in round 1 if it wasn't Oops. So like this could have been like just a blind naive. I feel like just like luck sack fool basically doing as well as I did with this deck, but it's undoubtedly cool and powerful. Taking cards that are like jank, like Lava Dart and Opera Love Song, and this whatever this card is. Heroes Hangout. It's just like a silly theme card. Heroes Hangout, really, in Magic the Gathering, but whatever, it is what it is. Mutagenic Growth showed up and did some damage. Like overall, I'm very impressed with this deck. Again, you don't have to have like Smash the Smithereens was freaking phenomenal. Null Rod would have been good too in that one matchup, but Smash was great too. And Smash is much better, I think, Smash is actually better against, No Rod doesn't do a lot against Painter. I guess it would have been better, maybe. I don't know. Smash was pretty good against Painter. So I don't have any further thoughts on this. Like, thank you for joining me for this league. If you want to see me play more decks like this, let me know in the comments. Tell your friends that we play a lot of no reserve list decks, that they can absolutely get into Legacy. We're getting a bunch of people leaving the format when Oops leaves the format, like I said, but we're also going to get a whole lot of really chill human beings that are hopefully percolating in playing decks like this that can be built for a few $100s. So until next time, be excellent to each other and party on.